So we've come to a very important part of the testimony here. Mikey T, the movie star, back, Report Card Radio. Everybody please subscribe, share the video. Let's continue to spread awareness about this. Now this is the cross-examination that ARAB's attorney had with Taz. This was a very interesting point of the trial. Of course, I wasn't there in person. I'm just reading this here now for the second or third time. It's just crazy to me how ARAB went and sought out this great attorney, it seemed, but he was just shut down at seemingly every corner. This guy was shut down at every opportunity he made to get some leeway for ARAB. So let's take a look at the cross-examination here by Mr. Goldman. He came in with, relax, you're going to be here for a while, okay? My client's future depends on this. Mr. Wetherall, objection. The court, no, sustained. The jury will ignore that. Now, Mr. Goldman, you know better than to interject all of these statements. Just ask the question, please. Ab's lawyer was told. Mr. Goldman, I heard a sigh, Your Honor, and when I said this will take a while, I just wanted to explain why. Thank you. So he questioned, how often would you get high on a daily basis? How often would you get high on a daily basis? Yeah. And would you get high off and on through the entire day? Correct? I didn't hear you. Would you get high off and on during the entire day? Correct. Correct? And what was your drug of choice? It was weed. What else? That's it. How about Suboxone? What's that? You have no idea what Suboxone is? No, I don't. Never? No. You've been doing any drugs while you've been in prison? The Ab's lawyer asked. No. Mr. Stewart, how much would you smoke on a given day? I smoke an ounce of weed a day. Okay, so this guy smokes an ounce of weed a day. All right, put that in perspective. I smoke probably about a half an ounce in 5 or 6 days. An ounce of weed a day. Just help me on this because I don't know how many joints that would be a day. An ounce of weed is 28.5 grams. Is that factual? Because if so, I've been getting shorted this whole time that I've been buying trees. Like, I always thought it was 28. But anyways, an ounce of weed is 28.5 grams. So probably 25, 30 backwoods. Joints? No joints. Backwoods. Backwoods? Yes. What's a backwood? It's a leaf. So how many were you smoking? Leaves or joints? Leaves? A backwood is a Fanta leaf, Taz said. Will you help me if you're smoking a Fanta leaf? What is that? It's a natural leaf. Of a marijuana plant? No, it's a leaf. Okay, I just have to bridge a gap here. If you're smoking these leaves all day, could you explain how much marijuana you're actually smoking a day? Yeah, I'm smoking an ounce a day. If we broke it down in the old days, it would be joints. You roll it up in paper, right? Right. Do you ever do that? No. Okay, so just mechanically, how do you smoke a leaf of marijuana? Taz gives him no response. How do you smoke a leaf? I don't know. I'm just trying to figure this out. It would be the same way as you roll a joint up, but just 100% marijuana? Is that what it is? No, it's just a bigger piece of paper to roll the marijuana. Oh, is this like the Jamaicans with the bigger joints, the bigger blunts? Is that it? Yes. Yes? Yeah. So you would do about 20 or 30 of these a day, these big blunts. Yeah. Okay, so basically that must have taken you throughout the day and night, yes? What do you mean by that? Doesn't it take you the entire day from morning until night to smoke 20 or 30 blunts, leaves? Yeah. Okay. Now, obviously, you're smoking that much because you're getting high during the period of time, right? Right. You're getting high and it kind of like it takes you out of the regular mind, right? I would say that. I mean, you wouldn't be doing it unless you was altering your mind in one way or another, right? Right. So you've been doing that for all the time that you're not in prison. So you've been doing that for what? All the time that you're not in prison, you've been doing that? All the time I'm not in prison, Taz replied. Since when have you been doing this? The court. He's been in prison since the November of 2017. Is that right? Ab's lawyer replies, that's not my point, Your Honor. Sorry. The court, the question is confusing. Mr. Ab's lawyer. Going back in time, from your teenage years, when did you start smoking 20, 30 blunts or leafs a day? 2016. I don't understand that. I mean, you kind of just threw your client under the bus with that, putting him in the capacity of being with OBH and that being putting him in position to smoke that much marijuana. But also it shows you that his mental state had never seen that type of impact on it before. So maybe he doesn't remember what he did or what he's doing or why he's doing it. I mean, an idiot would do something like that for $7,000 to $10,000. So he answered he started smoking in 2016. You started then? Correct. Okay, so it's almost since you've been allegedly involved with our clients that you've been smoking at that level, correct? Correct. Okay, so throughout the entire time that you're giving us testimony under oath, it's based upon your recollection of activity that took place while you were smoking 20, 30 blunts a day, correct? Can you repeat that again? Yeah. Everything you're recalling, right, is your best recollection, I guess, if it's truthful, your best recollection of a mind under the influence. Facts. Put them right in that box. A mind under the influence of 20 to 30 blunts a day, correct? Or leafs, whatever. He responded, correct. And when you're recalling conversations back in time, 2016, 2017, it's all recollections of conversations under the influence of 20 to 30 blunts a day, correct? Correct. And when you're recalling who said what, it's under the influence of 20 to 30 blunts a day, correct? Who said what? Everything you're saying about this defendant or this defendant or this defendant is all clouded, is all affected by your recollection from years ago when you were smoking 20 to 30 blunts a day, correct? And speaking as somebody that smokes 5 blunts a day, I mean, come on, the lawyer has a point right there. If you're smoking 20 to 30 blunts a day, you're taking the entire day, day to night, to roll these blunts, and then it's clouding your mind for every hour of the day. But here Taz goes, he's going to disagree with him. Incorrect. Just because I smoke 20 to 30 blunts a day doesn't mean I'm high every minute, hour, second of the clock. It's because Taz is smoking that Reggie. How about times when you were high from smoking the 20 to 30 blunts, you were under the influence of that, correct? The court, I don't know if he knows what you mean by under the influence. Mr. Goldman, you know what I mean by under the influence, don't you? I don't. Wow. People don't take drugs unless it does something to them, right? That's an improper question. Just ask him. Your Honor, I prefer to do it my way. The question should be relayed to his direct testimony. It is, Your Honor. It's certainly relevant. The court. Not when you say what other people do or don't do. The question is what this witness testified to on direct. That's the scope of your cross-examination. So we're on the same page as far as during the entire time that you're testifying today, you're under the influence of at least 20 to 30. He doesn't know what you mean by under the influence, the court says. I'm not sure anybody knows or the jury knows that's a legal phrase. Mr. Goldman, Ab's lawyer, no, it isn't, Your Honor. The court, yes, it is. Next question. Mr. Goldman says, you were affected by the drugs. You were mentally and physically affected by the drugs that you smoked, correct? Incorrect, Taz said. So why are you smoking 20 to 30 joints or leafs a day if it has no effect on you? You said mentally and physically. What does it affect, Mr. Stewart? I smoke marijuana because that's my choice, and it makes me feel at ease. And I don't take perks, I don't take pills, I've been shot a few times, so it eased the pain. That's the only effect it has on you? Correct. That's what you're telling us? Yes. Now, would you agree with me that if you're telling the truth continues every time you tell a story? Does it not? Mr. Witherall. Objection, Your Honor. The court. You can rephrase the question. Sustained. Mr. Goldman comes back. If your statements today are truthful, they should be the same as past statements. Shouldn't they? The court. Don't answer that. Next question. It's argumentative. Mr. Goldman. You have lied at various occasions in speaking to people about the events that you testified to today. Correct? Answer. Incorrect. I don't understand the question you're asking me. You don't understand? Let me see if I can break it down. You have lied, You know what a lie is, right? Right? You have lied to individuals about the events that you have testified to today in court, correct? I can't recollect what you're telling me if it's not registering in my head. Has your testimony always been truthful? Has your statements about what's taken place always been truthful? Answer. As of today, yeah. Yes. Okay, let's do this first. Just so we can have a framework for future questioning, Mr. Witherall went through quickly your prior criminal record, the 2004 aggravated assault and the firearm offense. Do you remember that case? Yes. Sorry? Yes. You shot at a police officer in Philadelphia, correct? Incorrect. You were accused of shooting at a police officer in Philadelphia, correct? Correct. And you pled guilty to aggravated assault, which is a felony, as a result of that action, correct? Correct. So you pled guilty, but you didn't do it? The court. No, that's not necessarily Mr. Goldman. He's charged, Your Honor. The court. This is an improper question. You can ask him what he did. Mr. Goldman. Your Honor, I don't accept what he says. I know what he did. Man, Arab's lawyer putting it down there, but that judge is really fighting him. You know, you got a lawyer that's going to go there and fight this hard, but if you got a judge that's going to do that, it's going to be a stalemate apparently, and he's going to shut down the questioning. So, Your Honor, I don't accept what he says. I know what he did. The court, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to adjourn for the day at this time. Please keep an open mind. Remember not to talk about the case. Have a nice evening. We'll resume at 9 tomorrow. Everyone remain seated until the jury leaves the room and has a chance to go down the elevator. 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. I appreciate everybody being on time. Thank you very much. Have a nice evening. So the jury exit the courtroom at 3:24. The court, Mr. Stewart, the court tells Taz, Mr. Stewart, you'll return here at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Please, you're under cross-examination. I don't want you talking to anybody about this case. Do you understand? Taz, yes. So the prosecutors and the FBI agents, they're not going to come and talk to you about it. Do you understand that? Yes. Thank you very much. Get a good night's sleep. Mr. Witherall comes in. Your Honor, I'm just going to ask, could we just have a quick sidebar to that one regard? The court, well, he's under cross. I can't be talking. Well, Your Honor, I don't plan on talking to him about the specifics of his testimony or the case, but there are certain things that certain people need to speak to him about. Okay, I really don't care whatever Taz's people got to speak to him about. You just saw the breakdown of the last part. It was really kind of tragic to Arab because his lawyer, who was doing a whole lot of digging, it was great digging too, you know, trying to put Taz in a predicament where he was under the influence, and how is he going to really remember what he heard, what he said personally, what somebody said to him? How's he going to remember that under the influence of 20 to 30 blunts? But to me, it kind of looks like that was all thrown out, even though it was spoke about earlier in the day or the day prior when he was on the stand, and he openly admitted to smoking all this weed and stuff. So that's it, guys. I appreciate y'all for tuning into this. Right now we're just gonna pray that Ab gets the appeal going and we get a speedy return to the streets from Ab and Dark Low. Now everybody, you can tune in next because I'm gonna read Dark Low's full conversation with the feds. That'll be my next video. I'm gonna read out the full conversation that Dark Low had with the feds, and we're gonna analyze that conversation. I don't think Low thought he was doing anything wrong by talking to the feds. I think he just wanted to get his predicament out there, his feelings on the situation out there, and I'm telling you, I think Dark Low is gonna beat that trial, and he'll be home soon. So free Ab, free Dark Low, free Skinny Me. I see all the support for Skinny Me here in the comments. Free all the men, and salute to everybody who respects what I'm doing. Follow me at Mikey T _ the movie star on Instagram, and everybody stay tuned because Report Card Radio is bringing you the hottest exclusives on the internet.